Good morning. Melissa Caddick went missing from her Sydney Dover Heights home last November. She was last seen on the 11th and reported on the 13th. 13th of November was the date she was due in court. She's been accused of financial misconduct and there's millions of dollars involved. So she went missing from Dover Heights in Sydney, and this is near a famous suicide spot. And it's been, talked about a lot ever since. Has she committed suicide? Has she gone on the lam? Where is she? Will she turn up again? Because she's got a teenage son, as well as a husband that she has left behind, and parents, and a lot of people wanting to know why she did what she did to them, which is to ruin their futures. So on Sunday, February 21st, down on the south coast of New South Wales, a foot was found. It was in the sea, washed up on shore perhaps. So a foot was found. It was in a shoe. It was in a shoe that matches the description of a shoe that belonged to Melissa Caddick. It's the right size. It's the right brand. It's the right style. This was in the Bondi State Forest. And scientists had done some testing to see, well, where would someone end up if they went into the water at Dover Heights in Sydney. And this area was one of those areas, the Bondi State Forest. And the foot inside this shoe has been DNA tested, and the DNA matches that of Melissa Caddick. Now, we could speculate darkly that the foot wasn't necessarily removed by things in the ocean. Was it sawn off so that Melissa could place the foot in the ocean? I don't think so. We know that feet inside sneakers and boots, this is a common thing to wash up when people end up in the sea, hikers, boaters, etc. There's a place, is it in Canada and maybe in Norway? There are places where this is a phenomenon, that sparks people's morbid imaginations all the time, because there's shoes with feet inside washing up in the ocean, So did Melissa leap off the cliff at Dover Heights, at the Gap, the famous suicide spot? Was she thrown? There's precedents for people being murdered there, thrown off the cliff. I've speculated that somebody doesn't want her to talk and has helped her off this cliff, maybe whilst they were telling her they were helping her escape. But perhaps she couldn't face the shame. Perhaps the shame she felt in the face of her parents, who she had set up in a lovely apartment and maybe had told them that she was, very successful, and maybe didn't want to face them. Maybe it was the shame of people knowing what she's done, the people that she's let down. Who knows? Maybe she just didn't want to live on if she couldn't live the lifestyle she was enjoying at the expense of others. But it is very sad because, Melissa does leave behind a teenage boy, her son. And hopefully more will be known as the police investigate. So good work by the law enforcement teams in Australia. But I feel that a better job should have been done at the time She was being investigated in November. I feel the Australian Federal Police should have had her on their surveillance list, and this should never have happened. So there's the dark news. Melissa Caddick, woman alleged of stealing tens of millions of dollars from friends, family of friends, from all sorts of people who couldn't afford to lose the money. She's leaving behind a mystery of how did she end up in the Pacific Ocean. Rather, actually, is she just in the Tasman Sea, the sea between New Zealand and Australia? So no doubt there'll be more to come from this. I got this news from Sky News, I think. I'll speak to you later.